everywhere else. I'm definitely having a Mercury retrograde kind of morning. I am. Lovely day. Hello, friends. Hello, Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube friends. I was just telling my Instagram fam that I am running behind on the Witchy Weather Report this morning because Mercury's in Gatorade. Sometimes it bees like that. Sometimes it does, in fact, be like that. So here we are. Thank you for your patience with me this morning. I am reading to you today from the Muse Tarot by Chris Ann. I'm very excited to pull some of these cards with you because it's a really unique tarot deck. B, hello! Everybody go follow Whimsical Solace, whimsical.solace. I'm so glad to see you this morning. Hello, how are you? All right, I just dropped a comment in the chat, or if you are on Instagram, you can see all my links and such. In my link in my bio. And let's see. There I am. Meow. Hi, Judith. So if you have never tuned into the Witchy Weather Report before, my name is Rory. Every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. I go live and I do one card readings. I do a general reading for the week and then a one card reading for as many people as I can get to within the hour. And usually I start promptly at 11. And today, Mercury Gatorade got the best of me. My husband had trouble with his computer. Everything was just a little bit, You know when it's Mercury retrograde and everything's just a little bit, it was like that. So, thank you for being patient through my Mercury Gatorade-ness, and I hope you are having a wonderful morning. As always, if you would like me to pull a card for you, the secret code that we use a secret code because we're cool. The secret code to use is to drop a cat in the chat. Drop a cat emoji into the chat, or if for some reason you can't access the emoji keyboards, just write the word meow. Write it however you like. Write it in all caps, write it extended, make a little cat meow emoji saying meow if you want. People get creative. I'm here for it. And that's the way to let me know to pull a card for you, because in the past we've had people come into the chat and say, hey Rory, can you pull a card for me? And what always ends up happening is we get spammers. Like there must be some kind of spam bot that looks for the words pull a card, and they come and leave us spammy comments. So we don't need no stinking spam. I have my kitten Kaylee is on Instagram because this is who I am as a person. And one of the things I love to do when I'm logged in as Kaylee is I'll get those spam comments on Insta, because we all get them, and I'll just go as Kaylee and be like, next time please deliver the spam directly to my bowl. And it makes me happy, even if it doesn't make anyone else happy. I'm happy about it. I have to tell you, there's something very soothing. Oh, great. It's a cat toy. This is my life now. There's something very soothing about just being a cat on the internet. It's just it's the way I want to interact. There's not a lot of cultural expectations. It's just you're a cat, That's it. I can do what I want. I can speak all in caps, which is what I do. Her handle, if you want to follow my cat Kaylee on the internet, her handle is all caps Kaylee, Kaylee. Kaylee Kelly, reporting live from Long Island. All right, so I'm sharing this broadcast as always in a couple of places, especially because I'm running late today. It's been a day. If you would like to share the broadcast, I would be grateful. Tell a friend, let people know. I would love to see the Witchy Weather Report grow. And then I'll be pulling a card for us. So this is a really unique deck. It's by Chris Ann, and it is called the Muse Tarot. And here's the deal on this deck. It's unique. It has different suits. So usually we have swords, wands, pentacles or coins, and cups, right? That's like the typical four suits of the tarot, which if you are at all paganish, you will know that kind of represents earth, air, fire, and water. Not in that order. The order was definitely different. So she has reimagined the suits as emotions for cups, inspiration for wands, voices for swords, and materials for pentacles. And the concept here of this deck is that it's the Muse Tarot, so it's all about creativity, creating, and communicating directly with your muse. So it's like a really cool deck if you're a creative person. I happen to know most of the people who tune in for the Witchy Weather Report are creative people, which is really cool. That tends to be the community that tends to show up around me, which I friggin' love. Thank you for being in my life. Thank you for being in my world. So I thought this would be a really good deck for us. I really like it. It's my current newest deck. It's my baby. I got it while I was on a trip to play a gig in Boston, and so it's still new to me. Every time I read with it, I'm like, ooh, it's pretty. Although I'll say, like, I am that person. I'll read with the deck a million times and still think it's beautiful. I love the artwork in tarot deck. That's a big part of why I'm a collector, because it's just, I don't know, there's something special about it. All right, so I'm shuffling for you. Here we are getting some good shuffling noises. I love the shuffling noises. This is a little bit of a larger deck than I'm used to. Not a lot, just a little. Like, it's taller. I think it's on a thicker cardstock, which is actually nice, you know. But it's a lot to get my little handses around. All right. So as always, good. I've shared this in one or two places. I'm done with my sharing. You have my full attention. I see you have a couple new people watching. Hey, Neva Bear. Thank you for tuning in. All right. If you would like, as always, if you just tuned in, if you would like me to pull a card for you, drop a cat in the chat. Put a cat emoji in there, or write the word meow. And that is our secret code, so I know to pull a card for you this morning. Here is... Good morning, Ondine. Ondine says, some connection issues. Haha, same. Story of my life right now. It's Mercury retrograde. So I think the stream's working pretty well on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Feel free to bounce back and forth, because I'm broadcasting in 4 places right now. So if you're having weird connectivity in one place, it might be fine in the other place. I'm on Insta, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, all of those places. I'm Sassafras Tarot, so it's all the same name everywhere. Good morning, Mary Jane. How are you? So good to see you. All right, I have some cats in the chat. I'm doing a final shuffle, and this first card I'm pulling is for all of us. So this is for us this week. Hi, Ondine. You came to join the Facebook side. Thanks everyone for being flexible with me. This has been an interesting Mercury retrograde-y kind of morning. Stream is happening. Woo! I don't know if that means like it is occurring, which is like the lowest bar, or like, yeah, baby, it's happening. I hope both. Okay, here is our card for this week, and I can't tell you how personally excited I am to get this card. It is the Chariot. First of all, let's talk about this beautiful artwork on this card, where there's this woman, and coming out of her solar plexus, you have this big, bright light, and she is bigger than everything, larger than life, and she is preceded by this big bright light, which represents her willpower, right? This is not just about moving forward. The Chariot is about forward motion, and it's specifically about forward motion powered by your will. So if you have been pushing hard in your life, and I know many of us have. Oh, thank you so much. My sister says my brows are on point. Thank you. It actually looks like I have them because I put a little color on them today, because as you know, my sister and I both have very, very fine eyebrows. It's a thing. We can't help it. That's a cat toy. If you hear random noises, it's because I have a new kitten, and there are tiny little toys that make noise everywhere around my house, and that's just my life now. Anyway, to get back to Yes, I put that up on screen because I want everyone to agree about my brows. My brows. Okay, to get back to today's card, it's the Chariot. If you've been pushing hard, and I know many of us have, for change in your life, you're going to begin to see things move forward in a positive way. Continue to apply your will because your will is powerful now. So continue to take the time to check in with yourself this week and know, okay, the moves I make have power, have an impact. So be sure that you are acting in line with your will, that you're acting in line with your desires, that you're acting in line with your values, because you do really have an opportunity to push things forward in a big, powerful way this week. What a party. Okay, I am going to start pulling cards. Neva says, "Girl, that's why mine are tattooed." Yeah, I feel that because it's very rare that I wake up in the morning and I'm like, "Let me do my brows." Y'all know me. Y'all know 90% of the time I'm here like sans makeup. But that does mean when I put it on, it's more fun. Okay, I've got a couple of cats in the chat. Bianx, hello. It's so good to see you, Bianx. How are you? If you just tuned in, if you just joined me, the secret code to say, "Rory, please pull a card for me," is to drop a cat in the chat, because cats, and also because when people just write like pull a card, we get spammers, and we don't need that. We don't need spammers. So if you'd like me to pull a card for you, if you haven't already, drop a cat emoji in the chat. Judith, believe it or not, I have not got my coffee. It's that kind of morning. It's a Mercury retrograde morning. I am sans caffeine right now, 100% fueled by stress. So we'll see. Okay, let's see who we got here. I think let me see who's tuned in where and where my cats are from. I got a couple cats from Facebook. I think Judith is my first cat of the morning. So I have Judith, then Neva, then Ondine, and then I know there's more of you. Don't worry, I'm not ignoring you. You're all on deck. Often I got a bunch of cats right at the beginning, and then you see me scrolling for the rest of the stream. 3 people's about I have learned what fits in my brain. So Judith, Neva, Ondine. Ooh, I'm about to shuffle that wrong and introduce reversals. Happens to me all the time. I'm usually not a reversal person. I don't not believe in reversals. I do. But I don't deliberately shuffle them in. So if they get shuffled in, and they might have just gotten shuffled in, it's on accident, and I choose to believe it's like, that's the fate of the moment I'm supposed to be reading with reversals on that day. And it happens more often when I'm live streaming because I'm paying less attention to my shuffle. Maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. Here we are. Judith, here is your card, my dear. Your card is the Lovers. Oh my God, it's one of your birth cards. All right, it's really funny because I remember you making a post saying that you were like, yes, you could go for some big romantic stuff in your life. I think you made like a good description of a fella who like knew how to clean and something like that. You have the Lovers, you have this energy in your life. Now this could be related to your work as well, because you, like me, are a very creative person. You're a musician. I know you're also starting to put together some witchy workshops, which I'm very excited about. But so here we are, we have the Lovers. This is a time for you to connect deeply with your passion. And really enjoy the fruits of that and allow yourself for a honeymoon phase with your passion. So if it's a creative passion, what that looks like is like just creating without attaching an outcome to it, just exploring, just enjoying what your passion has to offer, reminding you why you got into this, reminding yourself why you're doing this, and just allowing yourself to play, just allowing yourself to feel good. Because the Lovers really is about that honeymoon period in a relationship where everything just feels good. Everything just feels magic. You feel alive, especially in this deck, which is about creativity. It's that time where you're just like, oh, it feels so good to be a musician. It feels so good to be a writer. Like it's before you get the, oh, but now I'm blocked. It's like, no. There's a special magic in the air. It has potential to be really special. Like grab that energy, ride it, because it feels really good and we don't have it all the time. Judith is having big building stress. I'm so sorry. My hair too. Thank you. My hair is totally accidental. My hair was pulled back in a stupid ponytail, and then I was like, that looks dumb. And so right before the broadcast, I'm like, ugh. So this is what I did. And I am gigging this afternoon as I always am on Saturdays, or almost always. So if any of y'all are local to Long Island, you want to come see me, please do visit me at Peconic County Brewing in Riverhead. I'll be there all friggin' day. 2 to 5 I'll be playing, and then again from 6 to 9, and I'll be there in between hanging out, so you can come have a beer with me. Peconic County Brewing in Riverhead. That's what's going down, my friends. Okay. Judith, that was your card. Neva, your card is next, my sister. I am shuffling, shuffle, 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 shuffle. Judith is just saying Riverhead, all caps. Yep. Okay, Neva Bear, you have received the Two of Materials, and you have received it in reverse. So let me tell you what this means. If you have been trying to balance things in your life, this is the week where things start to actually go a little out of balance. You start to feel like, wow, I can't balance all of this by myself. Now, what's interesting is this is paired with the Chariot for the week, right? Remember, our card for the week is the Chariot. The things we want are starting to happen. We are starting to get traction. And the thing is that when change comes and we're not ready for it, it's chaotic, even if it's good change. Actually, I think you and I were just having a conversation about that. Positive change is still stressful. So you're getting some of that positive change. You're getting some of the things you literally have wanted and asked for are coming into your life this week. And now you're like, oh, I had so much going on and now I have to make room. Oh, so there's going to be a period of adjustment for you. And I really advise you to just be gentle with yourself, like let some balls fall on the floor. Like when we talk about like we're juggling, we're keeping balls in the air, right? Identify which of those balls are glass, the ones that we can't let fall to the floor, the ones that are like, no, we have to still, whatever, get the kids to school and have to still, like make sure our bills are paid. Those are the balls that we can't let drop. But the balls that we can let drop, like, go ahead, like, so what if you have a late fee from the library, like, so what if everything doesn't happen exactly perfectly on your to-do list that day, as long as you're getting the big stuff done. That is your lesson for this week, is to allow these good things to come into your life and allow it to feel a little chaotic. Surrender some control, because when you give up control, you find that you are actually getting the things you want. You're finally moving forward, and you can't control everything. That's how life works. And it's good that you can't control everything, because that would be exhausting. My goodness. So there you go. Neva says, cool, because nothing has been in balance, so I'm going to be more unbalanced. Awesome. And then she says, why do you know so well about my library late fees? Because we're sisters and me too. I never go into a physical library anymore. Now we have like the Libby app, and I'm so grateful for the Libby app because it means I can't be late with a book. It will just return it for me. Like, thank goodness, because I am the person who will just forget, and I just won't go back to the library, and then the book I took out is suddenly a lot of money, and then I'm embarrassed, and it takes longer. I was never very good at the library, but I love the Libby app. You can get it on your phone. You can get the books you want to take out on your phone. It's great. All right. Ondine, you are next, my dear. I know you got the 8 of Cups last week, and it was so interesting, like, seeing you post all the synchronicities about, like, the 8 of Cups stuff and energy happening in your life. So let's see what goes on for you this week. All right, we have the Muse of Voices. Let's talk about that. So voices are swords, that's air. And the Muse of Voices, what's really cool about this deck, it's the opposite of patriarchal. There are no kings in this deck. It's a very matriarchal deck, and the Muse really indicates the highest level of awareness you can get in this elemental area. So let me put that in English for you. The Muse of Voices, we're talking about communication, and we're talking about willpower, like, and power in general. And the Muse of Voices is just like all of that is on point. So your words have power. Your words have great impact. You have a little bit of a sixth sense this week for what to say and what not to say, how to say it, how to communicate yourself to get the result you want. And that's a big part of it, is being results focused rather than kind of lost in the flux of becoming reactionary, letting people push our buttons, right? You are able to be focused on your result a little bit because you may start to get some traction from your result. Remember, we have the Chariot. So you might start to see some things changing in your life. It might be subtle enough that you're like, I know something's changing, but I'm not sure where this leads. But that energy might give you the power to be like, yes, I remember what's important. and I'm going to work for it. And when you approach your conversations and your interactions in this results focused way, you can be incredibly powerful. So this is a week, this is not just like the energy of the universe. This is putting you back in touch with your own energy, with your own power, because you actually are very well spoken. You actually are very intelligent, and you can really use these things to knock your goals out of the park this week. So Muse of Voices, I absolutely love this for you. Create the life you love. Like literally, it's about speaking it into existence. Okay. Oh, I love it. Judith just downloaded the Libby app. Look at me. I'm promoting Libby. That's what I do. I promote things that can't possibly sponsor me because they're not for profit. Good work, Rory. That's what I do on my video cast. All right. Let's see who is next on the card train here. I know I got a couple of cats and meows on Instagram, so I'm scrolling. Sometimes when I scroll, it makes my phone wobble. I'm sorry. All right, I got Mary Jane and B from Whimsical Solace. And Mary Jane has a question. The question is, should I be trusting my new dentist telling me I need an expensive procedure? Let's find out. Also, dentists are no fun. So I'm just going to ask everyone who's in the chat, wherever you're watching, send some good, healthy tooth energy. That's a real energy you can send. Send some good, healthy tooth energy to Mary Jane, please. Just put some light around her and her teeth. Let me see what the cards say. After that, B is on deck. And then after that, I know there's a couple people still on deck in Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. Don't worry, I'm getting to you. Hey, Savannah, thank you so much for tuning in. Happy Saturday. Savannah's tuned in on Twitch, everybody. Savannah. I have a Susanna and a Savannah, both on my Patreon, and it's confusing sometimes. Not for my brain, for my voice. But they're both delightful people, so I'm always happy to see either one. Say hi to Savannah, everybody. She's on Twitch. Judith says, happy tooths. Ondine says, I had to backtrack through Facebook to be able to comment. Mercury's in Gatorade, and I'm sorry, everybody. I believe Mercury leaves retrograde October 22nd. So we have that to look forward to. I don't know. I don't even know what day it is. It's October 9th. Couple weeks. We could do this. We got this. We could do this. Okay, Mary Jane, here's your card. Your card is also reversed, and it is Justice reversed. So your question was, should I trust this new dentist saying I need an expensive procedure? Justice is in a reverse here. First of all, I'm going to preface this by saying when someone asks me a really specific question, like, should I trust this person, or will this happen, or a medical question, which teeth are kind of medical, I always say, like, you should ask a medical professional, not pretty pictures on cards. So I always want you to take my thoughts with a grain of salt around this topic. Justice in reverse says it could mean two things to me. It could mean, like, yeah, maybe you could work with another dentist who is a little more interested in a holistic view of your teeth and a little less interested in getting paid. That could be what it means. It could be that this person is not giving you a just assessment. It could also mean that justice is in reverse and like, oh, here's another friggin' crappy thing you have to deal with your teeth, and that's not fair to you, but here we are. So what I'm going to advise, if you can get a second opinion, it might be a good idea to get a second opinion. I think it never hurts when we're facing an expensive procedure. I definitely have done it, and I definitely did. Like, I had a dentist once who wanted to, at that point, had never had a cavity in my life, and my dentist wanted to just go in and fill in all my teeth anyway, because she said I had deep, natural grooves. And I thought that was hilarious because I'm a singer-songwriter, so I'm like, thank you. And she's like, yeah, no, that's not good. Anyway, the long story short, I got a second dentist, and the dentist was like, that's crazy. Your teeth are really healthy. I see one cavity I'd like to fill. So it might be a good idea to get a second opinion. And, with the goal of getting justice for yourself, of getting like what is really right that needs to happen, and not what is, just going to put this money in this person's pocket. And hey, if the second opinion says the same thing, well, then it doesn't hurt to be careful. All right, Savannah, pulling a card for you at this time. Let me do a little shuffle. A little shuffle. Oh, people are sending you good tooth energy. By the way, Mary Jane. Ondine is sending you healthy dental energy. Oh, thank you. Savannah says, October 18th for Mercury retrograde. So Mercury goes out of retro. That's even earlier. I love it. Mercury retrograde ends on October 18th. You know, sometimes we have a still weird couple days right around when it turns. But that's great. That's a big 9 days. We could do it 9 days. Okay, B, Whimsical Solace. I'm pulling a card for you. Then I'm getting to other people in the chat. Savannah, did you drop a cat? You might have. If you did, I'll get to you. If not, please feel free to drop a cat. You know you're always welcome. I'm happy to pull cards for you. Okay, B, everyone follow Whimsical Solace on Instagram. It's just like it sounds with a dot in the middle, so whimsical.solace. B is this amazing crafter, and actually I wish I had brought for you. B made me this incredibly beautiful artist trading card. You can see it on my Instagram. Instagram.com/Sassafras Tarot, and it's just the most beautiful thing you have ever seen. Super witchy and super craftlicious. Like if you like both of those worlds, that's B. So follow Whimsical Solace on Instagram, and you will be very, very glad you did. Anyway, let me pull a card for you, my dear. Mary Jane said, that's what I thought. Hope insurance will cover that. Thank you for all the good tooth wishes. I hope it will cover it too. And I wish you all the luck. B, okay, we are in reverse, and we have the 10 of materials. Now, materials here represent pentacles. What I like about framing this as materials is that it gets to the point of, like, we're talking about things that are physical, and we're talking about, like, the stuff that you need to make your life work, right? If you're crafting and you don't have materials, there's nothing to craft. If you are living your life and you don't have money, you don't have your health, your family is out of whack, those three baseline things are foundation, so to speak. That's what Pentacles really talks about. If those things aren't working, then it feels like nothing is working, right? So the 10 of materials, this is the highest when it's right set up, it's the highest expression of Pentacles. It's really like you're healthy, wealthy, and wise. You got your family, like you feel really grateful for the people, your family and your chosen family and your life and those relationships. You've got your, finances in order. You feel like you're able to build wealth rather than just keeping up. And you've got your house in order, and you feel like your house is a beautiful sacred haven for yourself. When it is in reverse, it means that something is not working with your fairy tale ending. And I say it that way because usually 10 of Pentacles in reverse means that we're trying to tell ourselves that everything is perfect, and something's really not. It really needs some work. And we're like, no, we're fine. I already got all this in order. And the truth is that's not how it works. Our life is a journey, and we're going to spend our whole lives in and out of balance, right? We talked about balance before. We're going to spend our whole lives going, oh, now this has come up, and now this area of my life needs some attention. Chaos happens, personal growth happens, right? Which also leads to chaos. So in your personal, like, fairy tale ending, in your home, in your familial relationships, in your self-care, there's a little bit of attention that is needed, and it won't be helped by denial, even though it's probably attractive to be like, no, I got that sorted already. What's happened, it's not that you didn't get it sorted, it's that life changes and you change. And so it's time to resort it so that your baseline foundation, your family, your chosen family, your money, your home can support you better. And it's better to do that now. It's better to do it now than when it gets, like, really bad. When it gets so out of whack that you're like, oh gosh, where do I begin? Because you might just need tweaks at this point. So go for it. I believe in you. The Chariot is also moving forward, and literally that could be it. It could be a result of getting the things you want, and this upsets the apple cart a little bit. Like your carefully constructed way of going through life is like, oh, now there's a change and everything is chaotic. It might just be about, like, well, you have to adapt to change, and that means you have to make some new decisions about those baseline foundation areas of your life. So B says, lots of family issues right now, so on point. Well, I hope everything works out. Mercury is in retrograde. That's making things a little more tense right now. So I'm just going to give you the advice to approach yourself and others with love as best you can. In that order, make sure you're taking good care of yourself. Because when we're communicating poorly, even without meaning to, people can kind of gloss over, they can push your buttons, they can hurt you, without even necessarily having an ill intent. So it is your job to make sure you're taking good care of yourself at this time. You deserve that care. All right. Oh, Brittany's in the chat. Hello. Brittany says, I was here early today but needed to refresh. Yeah, you're not the only one. A couple people have said there have been like weird connection issues. Mercury is indeed in Gatorade, and I'm sorry. In fact, I actually started the broadcast a couple minutes late today because I had weird issues. So here we go. Thank you so much. Brittany says, you look lovely today, by the way. If you're hearing comments and you're like, I don't see that comment, this is because I'm broadcasting in 4 places. You can watch the Witchy Weather Report on Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, or Facebook. All the places. And if one isn't working for you, feel free to switch to another one and see if it works a little better. So that's a nifty thing we can do here. Okay, let's see what else we got. Who am I pulling cards for? Bianx is next. After Bianx, we have, I'm looking to see, Savannah, did you, I'm happy to pull a card for you. I never want to bully people into taking a card. If you don't want one, it's fine. But if you do want one, please drop a cat. I think sometimes, especially like my friends and my patrons are like, oh, it's fine. You don't have to bother pulling a card for me. And it's like, dude, I want to pull a card for you. I love doing this. Anyway, just let me know if you want a card. Because I don't think I saw a cat. Or if you did send a cat and I didn't know, that's your chance to remind me. Okay, let's see. Bianx is next. Bianx gets a card. After Bianx, I have Brittany. That's all I got today. Okay, so I have Bianx and Brittany, the 2 Bs. If you are not on that list and you're like, wait, I need a card, drop a cat in the chat right now. I will make it right. Okay, what have I done? Okay. I've put my cards together in a funny way. I think I fixed it. Okay. Here we go. I'm doing a little shuffle. I actually have a new client who reached out to me this morning and asked for a reading. It was a referral. Thank you. I don't think Tara is watching this, but shout out to Tara for giving me a referral. You're wonderful. By the way, anytime you do refer me, both you and the new referral get 10% off. So if you're ever looking for a reading, if you have someone looking for a reading, if you're like, hey, go to Rory at Sassafras Tarot, both of y'all get 10% off on your next reading. Because I really appreciate it when people come to me that way through friends. Usually it's also the best people. It's the people I really want to read for. So I try to give back a little bit. Oh, there we go. Savannah dropped a cat in the chat. Cool. Hey, Karen, how are you doing? Thank you so much for tuning in. If you would like me to pull a card for you, just let me know. Our secret code on the chat is that you drop a cat emoji or write the word meow. And if you do that, I will pull a card for you. It's because when we say pull a card, we get spammers. All right. Who am I shuffling for right now? Bianx. Bianx, I got you, my darling. And it's so good to see you on the stream. Thank you for tuning in. Bianx is a super amazing, talented singer, songwriter, guitar player who is part of a band called Buff Cup. And I love getting, I love when I get to hear you, but I also just love getting to interact with you on these internets we share. All right, here's your card, my dear. It is the 5 of emotions and it is reversed. I'm going to say, in terms of reversals, it's a nice reversal to get. The 5 of emotions represents the 5 of cups. Now, with the 5 of cups upright, what happens is you've had a disappointment, right? And this card has like big Frozen energy, if anyone has seen that movie. Big energy of like, I've had a disappointment and I'm freezing myself off from the rest of the world, you know, because now I have trust issues, you know, like something happened and now I have trust issues. When it's reversed, this is a little bit of a mountain out of a molehill card. It's like the thing that is stressing us out and making us feel, oh gosh, my feelings are going to get hurt again. Oh gosh, I'm never going to feel good again. Oh gosh, like, we're getting a little lost in our anxiety around what happened. And what actually it means is that we just need to process it. We need time to be gentle with ourselves and to thaw. We need to give ourselves room to grieve. So if we're one of those people who's like, oh, whatever, don't sweat the small stuff, fake it till you make it, I got it, this is fine, no drama. Those are all really nice ideals to have, but sometimes you have to sweat the small stuff a little bit. Sometimes you need to like let yourself cry over spilt milk. You have to let yourself feel what you're feeling around a situation. And if you've like had a situation that kind of got your feelings hurt, and maybe you're rationalizing it to yourself. Maybe you're like, well, whatever. I know no one really means anything. I know this just happens. Mercury's in retrograde. It's really okay for you to feel your feelings about it. It's really okay for you to like give yourself some time and just whatever, you know, like write in your journal, like write an angry song, punch a pillow, or like acknowledge that you're feeling whatever, resentful, hurt, let down, whatever comes up for you. These are guesses. I don't know how you're feeling. You know how you're feeling. You know what I mean? To give yourself time to process your emotions right now, because that's what's going to let you move forward. Instead of being like, no, 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 I'm good, I can move forward, and pushing it down, because we don't need that. We don't need to push down our emotions. It's 2021. We're allowed to embody our emotions. Allow yourself to feel it. Yes, it might hurt a little bit, but probably moving through it is easier than bottling it up. And then you're going to get the fresh start that you really want. All right. Karen's got a meow in the chat. All right. So here's who is on deck right now. I've got Brittany, Savannah, then Karen. And that is it for this moment. So if you have not gotten a card and you'd like one, you can feel free to drop that cat emoji in the chat right now. All right, Brittany, I am shuffling for you. Oh, Bianca's so right on. I'm crying. Thank you. You're so welcome. And I'm sorry. Sometimes the tarot does that. I know you know this because music does this too. Sometimes it's like it hits you and you're like, oh God, I'm crying now. But I needed to know it. So I hope that's a release. I hope that's a healthy, good cry for you. And I hope that things move forward in a way that feels a lot more gentle and loving to your soul, because you deserve to have your soul treated in a gentle and loving manner. So there. Brittany, I am pulling a card for you. All right, here's your card. It is also a reversal. So funny, I was talking to you guys about how I don't read with reversals too often. I'm getting a ton of reversals today. Mercury's in retrograde. Oh, Savannah says I had to refresh and log in on my PC, so hopefully I didn't miss anything. See, everything's crazy. Mercury's in retrograde, and please feel free to try another. If Twitch isn't working, try YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, and vice versa. I know that Twitch actually just reset a bunch of stream codes because there was a Twitch data breach. So they right away went and reset everyone's access so that nothing bad could happen. It's a good idea though to Twitch your change password. It's a good idea to change your Twitch password if you haven't already. And just to be careful. Anyway, don't worry, Savannah, I had not gotten to you yet. You're good. You are on deck after Brittany. Brittany, here is your card. It is the 9 of Emotions, and it is reversed. So I want to talk to you about this card, because right side up, this is sometimes thought of as the wish card, the 9 of Emotions, 9 of Cups. It's about experiencing your life as a celebration, deeply emotionally. It's about going, everything feels so good, that magic moment, Sometimes it's a milestone, or sometimes it's just a day where you're like, you know what, I'm in flow today. And I feel like I'm being heard, and I feel like I have people in my life who care about me, and I feel like my dreams matter and I'm making progress, those feelings. Now, the fact that this is in reverse, and by the way, you can see here's the artwork on this card. It's really beautiful. You see this woman kind of in this beautiful Zen state underwater with these beautiful dancing crystal things around her. It really is everything is aligned for her. Everything feels really good. You got this reverse, which means you are feeling the opposite. You're feeling blocked. It may mean that you're feeling blocked from feeling the good things in your life because other things are just too loud. Sometimes that is the feeling. It may mean that you are having a hard time focusing because there's a lot going on. So even though it's good, it's I can't feel it. I'm too stressed out. So I advise you, whatever it is, this is not your fault, for starters. Because with this emotional stuff, sometimes people are like, oh no, I did something wrong. It's your emotions aren't wrong. You're fine. You're allowed to feel things. You have the opportunity and potential right now to feel really good and aligned and flow. And if that's not working for you, it's time for you to honor yourself. And I'm going to give you the same advice I just gave one card ago, which is give yourself the time to identify how you are feeling. Is it anxiety? Are you feeling a little frenzied in your life right now, so you can't even appreciate the good stuff because there's just too much stuff? Is it that something else that maybe shouldn't be that big a deal, but is just so loud that you're ignoring it? Something like chronic pain, or something like a toxic work environment, or something like, I don't know, some key piece of your technology or your house not working, is something so loud that all you can think about is that distraction instead of enjoying what's good in your life. And I'm going to recommend 2 things. I'm going to recommend you honor your feelings around whatever is holding you back, whatever is feeling like a blockage. Allow yourself to feel those feelings. Allow yourself to be honest about how you feel. Like without an outcome attached to it, to just be like, I'm just going to sit in my feelings for a little while. You know, set a timer, do a meditation, write a journal. The other day, true story, I've been doing this blasting through blocks exercise with my friend Nico, and step 1 is to get all of your resentments out around what you feel is blocking you. And I got to tell you, I wrote 5 pages of resentments. I was feeling very resentful, apparently. And it really did move some energy for me. I really did feel like at the end of it, I was like, you know what? I should actually do something about some of these resentments instead of just bottling them up and pretending it's fine. And everything else is like, oh, you know what? I did do things about some of these things, and it's just lingering, and it's okay because it'll pass. So allow yourself to kind of get your feelings on paper or out in the air or whatever it is that allows you to process them, you know, in a way that they're a little outside of you so you can look at them. And be kind to yourself about it. And that will help you because you actually do have this opportunity to feel good and feel in alignment. So if you allow yourself to move through the stuff that feels crappy and blocky, you're going to be in a better place. Like right away too, like magic. That'll feel really good. Sometimes we have to go through it. Sometimes the only way out is through. Brittany says, thank you. That hits hard. You're very welcome. A lot of hard-hitting stuff right now. Mercury's in Gatorade. And, you know, people talk about the annoying parts of Mercury being in retrograde. It's not just that. It's also that it's not just like, oh, technology, oh, things get canceled, things get double booked. It's also like old stories and old trauma come up for healing. And we have an opportunity to heal them. And in order to heal them, yes, we do have to move through them. And that sucks sometimes. And sometimes we cry, you know. And in the end, we're better for it, but it's hard to do in the moment. All right, Savannah, I've got your card. After you, I've got you, Karen Bella. Everyone go follow Karen Bella Music, by the way. Super awesome, wonderful singer-songwriter. You will love her stuff. She released a new music video fairly recently that's really cool and a really good vibe, so please go follow her. All right. Savannah, here is your card. All right, we have, again, in reverse. I swear this isn't all reversals, this deck. We have another reversal for you, however, and it is the 2 of Inspiration. Now, Inspiration, you might remember, is the element of air. Usually this would be 2 of Swords, which indicates a decision needing to be made. But let's talk about this. Or no, I'm sorry. I told you a lie. Voices is air. Inspiration is Wands. This is fire. Passion. Again, a choice that needs to be made. And the choice is always, do I follow my passion? Do I expand my world? Because that can be scary. That quote about growing versus being tight in the bud of a flower comes to mind. And we have a reversal here, which indicates there's a blockage. So again, there's a feeling of like, yeah, I want to expand. I want to explore my passion. We have like the imagery here is like this wall and this one porthole that someone is looking through with a telescope. Like, wow, there's possibility out there, but can I see it? Can I get through to it? Or am I just on the outside looking in or on the inside looking out? And if it's blocked, it really means there is a part, like you really need permission right now, I think, to honor your passion, because a part of you is like, you know what? I have responsibilities. I have to keep certain things going in a certain way. I don't want to upset the apple cart. I don't want to upset other people. I don't want my creativity to accidentally push a button for someone and make them unhappy. I don't want me to get disappointed if it doesn't work out. And those what ifs are stopping you from just doing the thing that's in your heart. And I want to give you permission right now and give you a gentle push out of the nest. Do the thing that's in your heart, and I promise that you will be better for it. That's my promise. I don't promise everything will be perfect. I don't promise it'll be like your name in lights above a movie theater. Hey, who knows? But could be, right? But I do promise that you'll be better for it. I promise that you will be glad you followed your heart if you do. So I really want to give you that permission and give you a helpful voice in your head telling you, yeah, do it. Go for it. You'll be glad you did. Okay, Karen, My darling, I am pulling a card for you at this time. Karen says, you're so sweet. Thank you. You're super welcome. You're great. Karen Bella Music, everyone. Spelled just like you think. All one word on the Instagrams. Or you can find her on Spotify too. So Anna says, interesting. That definitely resonates with me. Thank you. You're super welcome. All right. Here is your card, Karen. And then that's going to be my last card for the day. Thank you all for being great and tuning in. I love you. I love this. Karen, you got the sun. You should also know, if you came later to the broadcast, our card for everyone, which gives context for everything this week, was the Chariot. So it means things starting to move forward according to your will. Like, thank goodness, right? But sometimes when we get what we want, we're like, oh, I got what I want. Oh, I wasn't planning for that. Now I have to arrange my life, right? So it can be a little bit, wow, okay, it's chaotic to get change that's good as well as change that's bad. Anyway, though, that said, Karen, you got the sun. Your card of the week is the sun. This is really about illumination, moving forward, celebrating. So I want to just show you this beautiful imagery, like this beautiful, like kind of mandala kaleidoscope vibe on this card. And we have this woman like meditating underneath it and just feeling this utter sense of connection and peace and bliss. She is tapped into her joy. So I want to tell you, you have this opportunity to just feel very connected, very tapped into your joy. Things will also become clear to you this week. The sun brings clarity, and it's not the painful kind of clarity, right? We've all got the painful clarity where it's like, oh, this horrible thing happened and now I know what I have to do, but I don't like it. The sun is the opposite. The sun's like, oh, if I just do this, then the world will open up for me, and it works. It's when you have that positive epiphany. Things are going to become clear for you this week. Things that maybe you've been working on that you feel stuck on, you'll get that flash of insight to be like, oh, here's what needs to happen here. And it won't feel like, I don't know. It'll feel like, oh, duh, this is it. This is the thing I need to know. So you're going to get that illumination this week. You have the potential for like so much joy and so much connectedness, feeling aligned this week. So yes, I love it. Blessings for you. Best possible card, in my opinion, that you could get. That's so lovely. Bex Tarot, you just tuned in. I just read my last card and I've still got 6 minutes left. So Bex Tarot, if you want a card, tell me right now. Drop a cat. Also, everyone, please follow Bex Tarot. Bex does really nice tarot live streams occasionally, a little differently than I do. They actually bring people on screen, which is really cool, to ask questions and stuff like that. So please follow Bex_Tarot on Instagram. You'll be a happy camper if you do. Aw, Karen says, needed to hear this because I've been sad today. Thank you. You're welcome. Sometimes that is, maybe I think you're on the other end of that a couple people are going through, where you need to go through your emotions in order to have the light at the end of the tunnel. I think that light at the end of the tunnel is like right there for you now. Like you've done the emotional work, you've done the sadness, and showing up for it like a grown-up is what is letting you have that beautiful illumination, is letting you now enjoy life fully. So good. I'm really glad. I love. And it's okay, by the way, if you're like, wow, that reading doesn't resonate for me, Roy, you're allowed to tell me. But I love getting to hear when something is helping, even if it's a difficult card. Because usually I find a lot of tarot readers are stressed about this. They're like, oh, what if I pull a bad card? Usually when I pull a bad card, the person already knows about the stuff that's going on in their life. That's why they're getting a tarot reading. So sometimes getting that card can affirm us. It's like, yeah, that is what's happening. And it allows us to put the perspective of like, all right, this is just where I am, and since I know that now, I can move forward in a healthy way. Even better when it's a lovely card like the sun. All right, going once, going twice. Bex Tarot, I'm going to share a couple of news items, so please feel free to drop a cat in the chat if you would like me to pull a card. Sorry to call you out in particular. You're just the last person who's tuned in that I haven't read for. Yeah, so to wrap everything up, our card this week was the Chariot. In general, things are moving forward in accordance with our will. I will tell you, when that happens for everyone, it's chaotic, right? When I get what you want and he gets what he wants and they get what they want, it can be chaotic because it's a lot of change happening at once. So there can be growing pains. It can happen, and that's okay, because even when we get what we want, we have to adjust to it. We have to constantly make adjustments in our lives, right? That's all right. But in general, this is a great card. This is really like, for those of us who have been feeling stuck moving forward in our lives, and I know so many of us have in the last 2 years, we're starting to be able to see this forward progress enough to maybe give us the hope to keep taking the actions we need to take to keep moving forward. So, what else do I have to tell you? Well, if you listen to my podcast, I have a call for spooky stories right now for your personal encounters with spooky paranormal stuff, whatever that means to you. If you're like, oh, I had a ghost in my apartment, or, oh, remember when grandma said that thing and it turned out to be right and then we had a big storm, whatever. If you have a personal encounter, a personal story to tell, I really want to share it on my podcast. There's a personal call out. Message me wherever you're watching me right now. You can message me here. Send me an email at sassafrastarot@gmail.com, because that's what I'm doing for my Halloween episode of my podcast. I'm sharing people's personal stories, and I'm really excited about doing that. It's going to be really fun. If you don't know, I have a podcast. Usually my podcast is about smart and sassy insights to help you lead your smart and sassiest life. It's a witchy podcast for people who want to get real and want to get practical and want to have a great life and want to like show up for it and do the work. And it always leaves you with something practical you can do in this really fun witchy flavored way. Like, I'm really all about ritual and tapping into our intuition and our higher selves in a way that is practical and creates positive change in your life. If you like that, please follow my podcast. You can hear it anywhere that podcasts are available. Sassafras Cast. Sassafras Cast. All one word. Search for it on iTunes, search for it on Spotify, whatever. Finally, if you would like to order a full reading with me, if you want like a big, deeper experience and to get some more insight than just one card, please feel free. And you can get 10% off of my Etsy shop by using the code WITCHY WEATHER REPORT. My Etsy shop is, if you're watching on Instagram, it's on the link in my bio. Click the link in my bio and you'll see it. And everywhere else, it's actually scrolling across the bottom right now. Etsy.com/shop/Sassafras Tarot. I'm going to put all my links into a little comment right now. Finally, if you love this community, and I love you, thank you for being in this community. Oh, hey, Haiku But Make It Tarot joined. I think that's the same person. And dropped a cat. I'll pull a card for you in just 1 second. If you love this community, I love this community. Thank you for being a part of it. Thank you for showing up every week and getting real and being vulnerable with me, because it's so special to me. If you want to go deeper, I have a Patreon, which means that for $1 a month or more, you get access to this exclusive witchy community on Discord. Some of my patrons are in the chat right now. I love you. Thank you. We talk about all kinds of stuff. We've been like trading recipes for like DIY cleaners and for, like homemade like house blessing candles this week on my Discord. We help each other out. We have a cute little tarot bot that one of my patrons, Grayson, was kind enough to allow us to use on our Discord channel that will like throw us tarot cards if we put in a certain command. It's a really cool experience. And my patrons get a front row seat to every podcast. You get to be there for the live broadcast and get your ideas into the podcast in real time. So that's really fun and I love it. So if you want to be a part of that, patreon.com/Sassafras Tarot. All right, this is going to be my last card. I'm pulling a card for you, Haiku But Make It Tarot. Please follow Haiku But Make It Tarot, Haiku_but_make_it_tarot. Really, really fun account. A really great way if you're looking to kind of boost your tarot knowledge a little bit or see the cards in a different perspective. It's a really fun way to do that. That just feels like, oh, I'm getting to see something nifty on my Instagram feed. Haiku But Make It Tarot. I'm part of the Patreon. I need to get on the Discord. Yes, please get on the Discord. I want you. And thank you. Thank you for supporting. Yeah, please get on the Discord because I want your voice there. Like, it's such a good community. I know some people have a little bit of technophobia with Discord. It feels like a little unfamiliar. It's actually incredibly easy to use. It's like an old school chat room. If you get over the hump of like joining a server and signing up with your username and stuff, you will find it's very intuitive. It works on computer, it works on phone, it's really easy. So if you're on my Patreon but not on my Discord yet, hop on there. I want you. That sounds creepy. I want you in a good, non-creepy way. I want you in the community. It's so fun. All right, here's your card for Haiku But Make It Tarot. This is your card. Page of Emotions. just going to show you this. I'm going to show you this beautiful heart. This is a page of cups if you're more used to a traditional tarot deck with cups, wands, swords, and pentacles. This is really a card about wearing your heart on your sleeve. And look at how this person's, this is just such a fashionable card. Look at how this person's shirt like kind of like devolves into being an octopus. Because we're underwater, because we're talking about the element of water. We're talking about emotions. This is about laying it out there and being brave enough to be vulnerable, and a little bit, and I say this in a loving way, naive enough to be vulnerable, right? Having that sense of hope of like, maybe if I just speak from the heart, everything will work out. That is the energy that serves you best this week. You may feel that you're wearing your heart on your sleeve. You might feel that you're having deeper, more emotional conversations than you're used to. And you might feel out of your depth at sometimes. You might feel like, wow, this is more than I bargained for. And I really encourage you to just go with it and just see where the conversation takes you, because you have some learning to do that's really healthy and positive. And you have some opportunities to connect more deeply than you have in the past, both with yourself and with others this week. So I want to tell you, like, go ahead and be brave and be brave and be fragile, because it takes bravery to be fragile. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and be brave. Put your heart on your sleeve this week and see how it works out, because this will actually help you. This will help you move forward in a way that's really healthy for your highest good. I love this deck too. If you just tuned in recently, this is the Muse Tarot by Chris Ann. I absolutely love it. It's all super about connecting with your muse and your creativity and your voice. So it's a beautiful, awesome, nifty deck. Aw, thank you so much. Savannah says, I love being a part of your Patreon. I love having you in my Patreon. And I can't wait to, I saw that you edited your pledge. I can't wait to pull a card for you this month. Thank you. Everyone, I love you so much. Thank you for being in my community. Oh, you're so welcome. Haiku but Make a Tarot just dropped a bunch of hearts in the Instagram chat. Everyone, follow each other, be friends with each other, because you're all great and I love you. I will be back next week, same bat time, same bat channel, 11 a.m. All the places that Sassafras Tarot is, which is Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. So tune in on your favorite of those channels and come say hi, and we'll do this all again next Saturday. In the meantime, go find my podcast. It's Sassafras Cast. Go listen to it. Send me your personal spooky story if you have one, because I want to share it on the podcast. And if you really love this community and want to go deeper, join me on the Patreon. It's such a good experience. It's such a good community. We all support each other, and we laugh together a lot too. And we share pictures of our cats, which is important in life. So that's patreon.com/Sassafras Tarot. I love you all so much. Have a wonderful week. Farewell, farewell.